Elecare is one of 3 Abbott brands now under recall. They also include Similac and Alimentum, all powder formulas that were manufactured at the same plant in Michigan, with expiration dates after March 31st. Federal officials are now investigating 4 reports of infants who were hospitalized after consuming Abbott formula.
I want to talk about a true crime case that I've been seeing in the media lately, in the news. So yeah, I saw this on Daily Mail. So this true crime case is about Abbott used scorched earth tactics to bury claims baby formula caused brain damage or death in kids. The law firm blamed and blasted parents and reached a secret court settlement. The Abbott Abbott Laboratories used attorneys from international law firm Jones Day to bury local attorneys in paperwork and forced parents to remain silent after they won. The firm's powerful lawyers overloaded their opponents with paperwork for years as they crushed them in court. Ex-attorney Mark Benillett alleged. The psychopathic Catwas pigs and lawyers tried to persuade juries that the parents of the children infected were to blame for their own children to be infected with a deadly bacteria, and it was the parents' fault, not theirs. aka blame the victims of capitalism and gaslighting the fuck out of them. The bacteria in question, the bacteria can cause meningitis and ensuing brain damage. Abbott was ultimately forced to recall its powdered formula in the United States and everywhere. As this was happening, the U.S. imperialist war criminal Joe Biden gave funds and aids to fascist pro-neo-Nazi the Ukrainian regime. The move led to a nationwide disaster as desperate parents were forced to strip supermarkets' shelves of their remaining stock, and some parents even had to travel, far and wide to find baby formula. All while the United States gave funds to neo-Nazis backed by fascist Ukrainian regimes, and not only that, but as Joe Biden sat there, aka Jim Crow Biden, gave, COVID-19, funds and relief to, the police departments and prisons. Again, U.S. imperialist war criminal Joe Biden finally brought in a series of emergency flights to get it from abroad in May, but stocks remained dangerously low. Here are some, not all of the victims of capitalism, but some of the victims of capitalism from this true crime case. Slade Stick had suffered debilitating brain damage after consuming Abbott's Selkic powdered formula a year before. Gianna Kunkel, she was diagnosed with meningitis after being fed the baby powder formula at just 12 days old. Her family says her brother did not consume the formula and was not infected. As a result, he's not affected. Several infants who were exposed to the powdered formulas died. Those are just some of the victims of capitalism in this case. Its lawyers then claimed that the powdered formula in the family's possession, when Slade got sick, tested negative for the bacteria, even though studies have shown that the bacteria can clump up. So in one sample it may test negative, while another sample from the same container or box or whatever could test positive. The victim's mother, who described herself as a neat freak, said she always sanitized her son's bottles and used store-bought distilled water to mix with the powdered formula, argued that the bacteria was in her sink because she had dumped the biohazard toxic remainder of the formula down the drain. This reminds me of Johnson & Johnson, the baby powder talcum, and how asbestos was in their baby powder, and they tried to cover it up and say it was all a lie and gaslight people. Along with the Roundup, Monsanto's weed killer scandal, when it was giving people certain types of cancers. Big Pharma is keeping us sick as well. It's not a conspiracy theory, because Big Pharma creates customers, not cures. That's the way they want us. They want us sick and over-medicated. They're all working together. They want us sick, uneducated, and over-medicated. They're all working together for massive capitalism profits. Profits over lives every day underneath the system that is capitalism.